I want you to picture your life 5, 10 years from now and ask yourself the question, am I living autonomously? With my time, with my money, with my energy? Or am I living inside the walls that I've built for myself? You might be asking yourself now, what are you talking about, Zainab? And I want to expand on this. We, human beings, love comfort, safety, certainty. And if we continuously seek that, if we never train ourselves to be uncomfortable, to be on the edge, our comfort zone becomes our prison in 5 years, 10 years, or even less than that. However, right now, if we practice being uncomfortable, being on the edge, we birth freedom for our future selves. Which is why I ask you the question, in 5, 10 years from now, where do you picture yourself living? Is it having freedom with your time? Is it being autonomous? Or is it being and living inside the walls that you have built by prioritizing comfort over everything else? Comfort zone is maintaining where you currently are. Whether it's how you feel every day, how you live every day, the thoughts that you have every day, the belief systems and emotional patterns that you have. And because as human beings we love comfort, we don't want to change them. We just want to continue being who we are and taking the path of least resistance, meaning doing the easiest thing instead of pushing ourselves to do the hard things so that our future self can thank us. And it's hard to make decisions based on the future and not in the now. But if I have learned anything in my life, it's to make decisions based on the future. Not your past, not your present, but your future. And what makes me say that is when I look at my current life right now, I'm so grateful to the Zainab that made certain decisions 3, 5, 8 years ago. And I am enjoying the fruits of her labor today. Back then, she was struggling. She was making so much change. She was playing outside of her comfort zone. She didn't get the fruits of her labor. This version of Zainab got the fruits of her labor. All she got was work and being under discomfort. And I recently learned this lesson. And that is, you create the results and the things that your future self will be grateful for in the now. You don't spend a lot of time and energy living in the past or just taking the path of least resistance in the present. Otherwise, you'll end up 5, 10 years from now with regret, saying, only if I did that in the past. You're going to have the pain of regret. And there are 2 pains in life. It's the pain of discomfort, of discipline in the moment, and the pain of regret. One is short-lived, and the other one is permanent. And the pain of regret is permanent because you can't go back in time to fix things. You can only make change in the present and who you are right now. I can't go back in 5 years and make different decisions. Those 5 years have passed. I can only change where I am right now and where I'm going. Which is why I'm creating this video, so that you understand it and take advantage of it. One of the things that I cannot stand is being the same person every year. I don't want to be the same person every year. I just don't. Because to me, it feels like I'm ungrateful for my life. I'm living the same year twice. And that's ingratitude in my eyes. I want to be so grateful for the life that I have. It's not guaranteed, we're going to live forever. So every year I live, I want to be better than I was before. And it doesn't have to be in every area of your life. You can be better in one area of your life. The next year you can be better in another area of your life. But there has to be some sort of improvement. Otherwise, you're going to be the same person you were. You're going to have the same patterns that you had. Your thoughts, your actions, your way of being. And you're living the same year all over again. And there's nothing more I dislike than being the same person every year. Even if I improve this much, I'd rather have that than being the same person every year. And that is one of the things that pushes me, right? When you see people that are constantly doing hard things, that are constantly growing, because growth by definition is outside of your comfort zone. You're not growing, you know everything in your life. You're not growing when your routine is the same. You're growing when everything in your life feels uncomfortable, because it's new to you, because you're not the pro yet. You're in the learning stage. You're uncomfortable. And we don't like being in that stage. So we resort back to our comfort. And it might be great for a moment, but I promise you, 5-10 years from now, that will become your prison. So now that I gave you why your comfort zone is the place to run away from, especially if you're in your 20s and even 30s, because those 2 decades are decades of building. Once you get into your 40s and 50s, you want to enjoy the fruits and the benefits of your labor. But if you have done nothing and you have been in your comfort zone and all of a sudden old age hits you and you have health issues or just the discomfort of being old and having built nothing in your 20s and 30s, then you're screwed. So let's get to the 3 things that I believe you need to consistently be outside of your comfort zone, because it's not easy to constantly be outside of your comfort zone. Everybody will invite you to your comfort, and you need to learn how to resist so that you can prevent future pain and give yourself the chance for your future self to be grateful to you. Number 1, you need to have some sort of pain. And it doesn't mean that you're currently in pain in your life. What I mean is to forecast the future and to say, if I don't do something about it, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, where will I be? What are the consequences of my inaction? What are the consequences of me taking the path of least resistance, doing what's easy every time, never challenging myself? I'll give you an example. If you don't work out, eating whatever, rules of health, because I guess I'm a healthcare professional, but also health is one of my core values. So the example is, if you're not working out, eating whatever, eating whenever, because if you eat something in the morning versus if you eat at midnight, it's going to have different impacts on your hormone and your weight gain, and you end up gaining 10 pounds every year, let's say, and you're not putting an effort to lose 10 pounds, 5 years from now, you have gained 50 pounds. Yeah, shocker. It's so much easier to lose 10 pounds than it is to lose 50 pounds. And this same rule applies to every area in your life. When you let go of things and you let them become chaotic and disorganized, then it becomes a complex problem. It's not a simple problem anymore. And complex problems take a long time to solve. So my advice for this one point is to see the pain your inaction or your lack of action is causing you 10 years from now. Because once you can see that pain that your future self will be in, it's easier to be in discomfort right now and to train your lower self to be like, no, you're not going to eat everything. No, you're not going to take the easy way out every time. So that when you're 5 years older, you're not dealing with a ton of complex problems. Every age comes its challenges, but if you're transferring challenges and creating complex problems for your future self, it's going to be really hard to overcome them. Number 3 is to create a vision for the future you want. I'm one of those people that absolutely love creating visions and pushing myself to my absolute limit so that I can get to my vision and become the woman capable of achieving such vision. Because vision is literally creative process where you create images and a life that doesn't exist yet and bring it forth. It's such a beautiful thing to say, now we're in October, to say at the end of this year, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to do this, I want my life to look a certain way. It hasn't happened yet. That is the output, that's the result that you want. And then say, what are the action steps or the input that will give me those results? And who is the woman who takes the actions of these inputs to make that? To give you an example, and I know I bored you with health examples, so I will give you content creation example. By the end of this year, one of my visions for this channel is to have 100 videos. I've created videos before, but this last quarter of 2025, I want to have 100 videos on my YouTube channel. That didn't happen yet. I created that in my mind. Okay, now what are the action steps that I need to take to create that result? I need to generate the ideas that I want to talk about. I need to outline and make it structured in a way that people that are receiving and watching this video understand. I need to record the video, then I need to edit, and then I need to publish it. 5 steps. And what kind of woman achieves that? A woman who's clear on her values, what she wants to share with the world. A woman who's organized and is on top of her time management, so that she knows when she needs to show up to record and to do this work versus when she needs to show up for her actual work, which is nursing, and to tend to her family. So I hope this gives you a picture of what I mean when I say you need to have a vision, something that pulls you towards where you're going, which is the output. And you need to define what the input is. What are the action steps that I need to do? And I told you those 5 steps. And then asking, what kind of woman achieves that? Which is a woman who is organized, who's clear on her values and what she wants to put out in the world, and is clear on the kind of impact that she wants to create. And for you, this could be any goal. This method is applicable to any goal that you have. Number 1 was the pain of the future. Number 2 is having a vision for the result or the outcome that you want. Number 3 is being emotionally intelligent, meaning understanding what emotions you're feeling. Not just understanding them, but managing your emotions and self-regulating, because this work is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. You know what's also not easy? Looking at your life 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and being in regret. And I think that's worse because you can't go back in time to fix it. But the discomfort that you're in right now, you're going to forget about it 5 years from now. It's temporary. Why choose permanent regret over short-term pain? It doesn't make sense to me. And I hope that you agree with me, because it doesn't. And if you don't have that vision to pull you, and if you don't have that future pain to push you, you get lost in the middle. And everybody will invite you into comfort, because the lower self is in everybody, not just you. And people might even attack for holding yourself to a higher standard and say, why are you always pushing yourself? Because they struggle pushing themselves. And you pushing yourself makes them uncomfortable. So now you become the target. And I say this with so much love, because it is a truth that we have to accept. True struggle in this life is the struggle against our lower self. Our lower self will push us to just eat whatever, binge watch whatever, don't want to do anything, sleep all day. And if we allow our lower self to take the front seat of our lives, then we're doomed, because that damages your future. Every decade is built on the decade before. And if you're causing so much damage in your 20s, take advantage of your 30s. If you cause so much damage in your 30s again, now you don't only have 1 decade of damage, you have 2 decades of damage, and you're going to have to overcome that in your 40s. And still in your 40s. Do you know how difficult that is? It's so much easier to lock in the discomfort and say, you know what? I'm uncomfortable, I know it, but it's okay. Because the version of me in my 30s will thank me for all the work I've done in my 20s. And this is so important for women, because sometimes women are told, oh, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. You don't have to work so hard like a man. And you think it's a great advice. But this is your life. And one day you wake up in your late 30s or early 40s and you're like, how did I get here? And if you're watching this video and you're in a stage like that, even if you're not in your 40s, but you're in your 20s, but you have that feeling, I don't want you to take this video as a tool to shame yourself. That is not what I'm doing, and that's not what I'm about. I'm about hope. I'm about growth. And you are at the best place in your life to make changes, because you're still alive. Even if you were in your 70s, you're still alive. You can still make a difference in your life before you pass away. So there is never an end. As long as you're alive, as long as you're breathing. And I don't want you to take this video as a tool to self-shame and feel bad about yourself. If anything, I want you to understand how to push yourself to be in the discomfort of building something, of building your life. And use the tools I gave you to make it happen. Because freedom, mastery, expansion are on the opposite side of comfort. Comfort will get you nowhere in this life. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Through discomfort is how you build something worth having in life. And I will leave this with you. Comfort is your enemy. Discomfort is your friend. So my question to you is, what is one thing that you're going to do today to push you to the edge, to make you uncomfortable? And not in the sense that
go and jump off of an airplane, but in the sense of your goals. Something that makes you uncomfortable, but it's a requirement in order for you to achieve your goal. Then doing it. Doing it this week, doing it today. If you're watching this video at night, do it tomorrow. And just know, I'm doing the same. You're not alone. Alright, thank you so much for watching my video. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.